This week's map, we're going to be looking at what's called a polar projection, particularly, in this case, the Arctic region. Before we get too far, we do want to review quickly the other projection maps that we've looked at. If you recall, a projection map is simply a way of putting a round globe onto a flat surface. In week 6, we looked at the Robinson projection. Last week, the Mercator projection, and this week, the polar projection. If you recall, the Robinson projection accurately shows shape and size of the continents, but the water areas are expanded to fill in the extra space. The Mercator projection shows accurate direction, but land and water areas are greatly distorted towards the poles. The third kind of projection is called an equidistant projection, like our polar projection. This kind of projection shows land and water in relation to a central point. Any point on the Earth can be chosen as the center. Equidistant projections show distance and direction accurately. The size and shape, however, become distorted as you move away from the center. Equidistant maps, which show a pole as the center point, are called polar projections. The North and South Pole is where the center of these polar projections would occur. Polar projection maps of the North Pole, like this one, are also known as an Arctic projection, or they show the Arctic region. You should notice that the center around the North Pole is accurate, but the shapes and distances are distorted at the edges. You should also notice that the lines of latitude appear as circles. They are all labeled north because in this case they appear on the north of the equator. The Arctic Circle has a special line of latitude that runs through the northern North American area, northern Asia, and northern Europe. Also, lines of longitude that fan out from the North Pole go in all directions, again having the North Pole as their center. Take a look at the prime meridian and notice that the meridians fan east and west. There are 15 degrees between each of the meridians on this particular map.